Okay. Let's read. Kylie, would you like to read?
Okay.
Read only the
Matthew
top. Yeah,
2.
only the top part. The top part
Okay.
only.
And going into the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. Then opening their treasures, they offered him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh.
Those things that he gave to them, BTW. A lot of y'all don't know. Those gifts that they gave. First of all, they have a very strong significance. But this is why we celebrate Christmas. This is what Christmas is about. Christmas, the only reason we get presents in Christmas, or where we give presents or whatever, is because simply these men literally gave gifts to Christ. So now we give gifts to others and receive gifts ourselves. That's the origin of Christmas. Notice, I already explained this a little bit to you guys, but notice he was not a baby. He was a child. He was, because it calls him a child. Called him a child. They said
Mhm.
they saw the child with Mary, his mother. So he was not a baby, he was a child. Where am I going with this? I'm showing that you guys can't just instantly trust tradition. Like tradition is like he was in a manger. He was in his like in a little farm area in a manger, and then the wise men came and they started worshiping and blah blah blah. That's tradition. That's not true. He was in his home and he was most likely 2 years old, maybe one, maybe three, but most likely two. Most likely 2 years old. When they saw the 2 year old king, when they came into the presence of the 2 year old king, they fell down, not kneel. They didn't kneel down. They fell, as in straight up fell and worshipped him. That means that their heads were on the floor. They weren't like doing their little holding their hands together and giving a prayer. No, no, no. These men were literally on the floor, worshiping and adoring this 2 year old king, showing great respect to this king. This is showing us the correct response to Jesus Christ. It is not give me this, give me that. That is not what Christ is for. When they came into the presence of Jesus, they did not say, give me this, give me that. I want this, I want that, asking for things. That's what we do today. A lot of Christians, their prayers are like, give me this, give me that. I pray you give me a house. I pray you give me a beautiful husband and a beautiful wife and blah 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 and da 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 da. When these men came into the physical and spiritual presence of Christ, of Jesus, they didn't ask for things. They simply knelt down. They simply said, oh my gosh, this is God Himself. And they just simply worshiped. The correct response to Jesus Christ is not give me this, give me that. The correct response to Jesus Christ is worship. The correct response is I am low, me a human, I am low, and you are high. You, Jesus, are high, and me a human, I'm low. It's I'm nothing but dirt, which is what I love to say. I'm nothing but dirt, and you are higher than anything in this universe. We owe him worship because of his perfection, and because of the fact that he literally died for us. Let's not even mention that. Kylie, please read this.
Okay. John 6:44. No one can come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him, and I will raise him up on the last day.
I forgot I can zoom in for you to read. Um,
Well, it was big enough.
okay, that's good. So, okay, this is not part of Matthew. This is the book of John. This is a different gospel. I wanted to add this. I need you all to pay extreme amounts of attention with what I'm about to say. This is gonna go deep. Okay, I want you guys to pay attention to what Christ just said. I mean, to what John just said here. John said, "No one can." Oh, sorry. This is Jesus. My fault. This is Jesus. Jesus is saying this. No one can come to me, Jesus, unless the Father who sent me draws him or her near me. Like, unless and I will raise him up on the last day. This means this is why I have that image. God in heaven looks at earth. This is insanely powerful and loving. He looks at earth. For those of you guys who struggle with self-worth, for those of you guys who think you're not that smart, or for those of you guys who think I don't know Bible, I don't know how to pray, I don't really know all that much. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't think I'm all that. I don't really think I'm worthy. For those people who struggle with self-worth, the scripture here on John, what they're showing us, what Jesus is telling us is God literally looks at earth. Right now, even today, he's doing it. He does it all the time. He's looking at earth and he says, hmm, yeah, you see Kylie? Yeah. Yeah, you see how she's like denied me tons of times and she pretty much wants nothing to do with me? Yeah, I want her.
And
I want her. That's what God does. He looks at earth and he says, I want Kylie. Yeah, I want Kylie. Yeah, you see Daniel, who like literally has nothing to do with me at all. He wasn't raised in the church. He's got nothing. Da 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 da. He doesn't know anything about me. He doesn't pray to me. I want him. I choose him. He's gonna be with me. I choose him. I'm gonna draw him near me. He literally looks individually in earth and he says, I want that one. I choose that one. So for those of you guys who think that you are not worthy, pay attention to what the scriptures are saying. If you are here today in this server, it is not because of me, and it's not because anyone invited you. It is simply because God brought you near to him. What does this mean? This means that he chose you, even though you think you're not worthy, even though you think you're dumb, even though you think you're not all that, even though you think you know nothing. He still chose you. He chose me, he chose Abigail, he chose Ella, he chose Daniel, he chose Kylie, and he chose Kaylee. And he chose Liz, and he chose Godwin, and he chose Sam. He chose all of us individually, looked at Earth and said, I want her, I need her, I want him, I need him. This picture is extremely deep. This is him. This is what I was talking about. I want to explain something. Do you guys remember? I know some of you don't know because you weren't here, but do you guys remember how I gave you that example of the drowning child?
Yes.
Right? Okay, I'm gonna try to explain it a little bit as much as I remember. Imagine a child, right, is drowning in a pool. This child, actually, I'm not even explaining it like that. A child is drowning in a pool. And shout out Pastor Philip, he's the one who gave me this. A child is drowning in the pool. And there is a hand that is reaching out to try and save this child. The child sees the hand, but swats it away because it thinks that it's a stick that it is hurting its head. So the child is confusing the hand with something harmful, is what I'm trying to explain. The child is panicking so much that it doesn't realize that the hand is trying to help the child. We, humanity, are the child, and the hand is Jesus Christ. We are drowning in life. We are in a prison cell, hence the photo. We are in a prison cell and we are constantly locked in our prison. What is this prison? This is the prison of life. This is life. This is us living in our sin. Sin is death. It is a prison. We are constantly in prison. Those who are without Christ, we are imprisoned. And God will reach out to you constantly. This is your family members, BTW, because we're all saved here. This is your family members. This is not us. This is your family members. We already went through this. This is your family members. He will reach out to your family members, or he will reach out to you who are unsaved, who are listening to me in the recording. He will reach out to you. He will reach out his hand, and you sometimes swat it away, or you usually will swat it away, because if you're not with Christ, you're swatting it away. And he says, all right, I'll back away. This is like when he knocks at your door. All right, I'll back away. So he backs away. And he comes again a year later, or 2 years later, or 3 years later, and he tries again to reach in your hand and try and save you from the prison and try and save you from the drowning pool that you keep drowning in, and you swat it away. This is your family members. This is why it's so important to speak to them about the Bible, why it's so important to speak to them about the scriptures, why it's so important to speak to them about Jesus. We are drowning. This is why babies are dying, because of sin. The drowning is the sin. The pool is life. We are constantly in sin. The world is sin. This is why babies die. This is why people and babies are molested and all these horrible things. This is why people are murdered. This is why catastrophes are happening. It's because of sin. Because we're constantly drowning. So he will reach out his hand, and some, right? They actually, I'm going to show you a picture now. Some, they accept the hand and they get out of the prison. And when they die, they enter into eternity, also known as heaven. This is where we are right now. And we want this place as packed as it can be because people are drowning. Are you guys understanding me?
Yes.
Now I'm going to show you a different picture, a difficult picture. This is a difficult image. I want you all to focus on this image because these are some of your family members are in a specific situation. This is a scary picture, but nonetheless a very realistic picture because the world is scary. Some of your family members, some of your friends, some of your cousins, some of your parents, some of your husbands, some of your wives, some of your siblings. Christ is reaching out for them over and over and over again to try and pull them from the drowning pool that they just keep inhaling that water, and they're struggling and they're close to dying. And at some point they do die. They didn't reach out for the hand. They didn't reach out for Jesus. And what happens to them, because the scriptures talk about this, what happens to them is not that they enter into this place, but instead, what happens to them, which you actually put the next image, what happens to them is that the reapers come in. The reapers come in, and now Jesus is standing over the ledge of the prison, over the ledge of the pool, trying to reach out your hand, but it's too late because you chose the reapers. You chose infernal torment. You chose hell. You chose separation from him. But they do not know how bad it is and how scary it is until it is too late. Jesus does not send you to hell. You send yourself to hell because you are rejecting salvation. You are rejecting to live with him. So living separated from him is hell itself, because hell is death and Jesus is life. So the opposite of life would be death, which is hell. This is some of our family members. This is some of my family members. This is some of your family members. This is some of your wives and husbands. This is some of our friends. This is some of our cousins. They are heading to this direction, but it is not late because they are currently alive. But this is the direction that they're heading to. And us, the saved, will be with Jesus in this ledge, looking up at them with sadness because they chose to be at the bottom and they chose the pool. Are you guys understanding me?
Yes.
Very heavy message, but it is a message that I need you guys to understand and realize that this is humanity. This is where we were. This is where we were. We were in this situation. I was in the situation. Everyone in the situation was in, everyone here was in the situation. We were born in the situation. Why? Because Adam and Eve infected us with sin. So we've been in this, we're all born in this situation. We're all born in this situation because we're all born damned, because we're all born sinners. So we are destined to enter into this infernal place. This is our destiny. Thankfully, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he sent his one and only begotten Son, to save the humans, to save us, to save Earth. Because to enter heaven, you need perfection, but we are imperfect. Thankfully, Christ came perfect. His blood is perfect. He is not stained. That's why he needed to be born of a virgin. He was not stained with the blood of Adam and Eve. And because he was not stained with the blood of Adam and Eve, he is perfect. He is God himself. He is perfect. So he was able to pay, because of his love for us, he was able to pay the punishment that we deserve. This is called the gospel. This is why we are saved. We are not saved because we're good. We are not saved because we do things. We are not saved because we're baptized. We are not saved because we're pretty or because we pray. None of that. We are saved simply because of what Christ did on the cross. He took the punishment that you and I deserve, but we must accept that punishment. I mean, we must accept that gift that he gave for us, that he gave to us on the cross. But some of us aren't accepting that gift. Some of us humans aren't accepting that gift. And this is where they will sadly end up. We think we're all hot. We think we're all not as an attraction, but we think we all that. We think hell ain't gonna be all that bad. Or we think that because Christ loves us, we'll enter into heaven. That's not how it works. You enter heaven because you know him, because you follow him. Very heavy message. Very heavy message, but a message that is extremely, extremely needed. Let's continue. Questions and answers.
I have none.
Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. We're pretty much done. We're pretty much done. I'm finishing. We're almost done. Kylie or Daniel, whoever wants to read this.
I can read it.
Let me
Just the
zoom
top
in.
part.
Yeah, let me
If you
zoom
want me
in
to
for
read
you.
it, I can read it.
Go
You
ahead.
got it, Kelly. No, you got it. You got it. You got it.
Okay.
You're on a hot streak.
And go and going into the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. Then opening their treasures, they offered him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh.
Okay, now we're gonna focus on the actual gifts themselves. This is the same verse, by the way. Notice the gifts they gave him. We don't know fully why they gave Jesus these gifts, but we can assume based on context clues and as students of the word. I think, me personally, I think they are prophesying the life and death of Jesus. We're gonna explore that. We're gonna go in detail. Gold is an expensive gift for a king. Jesus is a king because he is the king of kings. He's God. Frankincense is a type of incense, and it's the name, is a type of incense. You use incense for deity slash spirituality, and especially in Jewish culture. Jewish people, they're all about that incense stuff. This last gift is called myrrh. So it's an interesting gift. It's myrrh. Myrrh is a special one and a deep one. Myrrh was a spice you use for embalming fluid for dead people. What are the wise men trying to say? Why would they give a gift that was meant for dead people? I'm asking. Y'all
Foreshadow.
got? I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the truth. Yeah, they're foreshadowing. Yes, yes, that's exactly the truth. Why would they give a gift to a child that something belongs to the dead? Jesus was born to die. They are foreshadowing of that cross that was coming for him for when he was an adult, destined to die for humanity because he is so in love with us. That's insane to me. The fact that they gave him a gift that was meant for dead people. Like, you didn't use it for anything else, pretty much. You only gave it for dead people. Like, I think it was used for other stuff, but primarily, like, it was famous for dead people. That's what you used it for caskets, if that's what you want to call it. Like, really, they didn't use caskets back then, but it was used for dead people. It's like it's an extremely weird. Even now, if you give someone myrrh, it's like, what? Imagine back then, it was like, what the freak? Why are you giving me myrrh? It was symbolic though. It wasn't literal. It was symbolic. It was showing that this is meant for him who was meant to die. The only reason he was born was so that he died. That was his destiny. For us, our destiny is to spread the gospel in whatever area that he wants to lead us in, right? Some of us are preachers, some of us are uh, um, prophets, some of us have gifts of healing, some of
Evangelism.
us have gift of evangelism, some of have even gifts of like taking care of children or raising up children. There's many gifts out there. But for him, his whole mission, his whole gift was death. That was it. He came to teach and die. Teach and die. That's it. That was his destiny. That was his human life. Teach and die. Damn, we didn't take communion. It's fine. We'll take communion next time. Daniel, go ahead and read. Read the top part.
That being warned, they dreamed not to return to Herod. They departed to their own country by another way.
This is talking about the wise men, right? This is talking about these men right here. The men that visited Jesus and gave him the gifts. The men that were led by the star, which ended up being in Jesus' home. So they came a specific way, and then I find it interesting. It said they left another way. Now, hear me out. The wise men came to Jesus in one direction, and they left out at another direction. I know it's talking about geography, like, like they literally left a different way, a different path. But spiritually, this is insane. Spiritually, because I'm a very spiritual man, I believe Christians should all be very spiritual. Spiritually, we come into contact with Jesus, a sinner. Before I even say that, we come into contact with Jesus one way, and then we leave another way, right? Like, we come into contact with Jesus as a sinner, and then we leave out of his presence forgiven. We come out a different way. We come just like them. We come into contact with Jesus unrighteous, and then we leave out of his presence righteous. We come into contact with Jesus guilty, because we're all guilty, but then we leave out of his presence justified, because we accept him as our Savior. We come into contact with Jesus damned. We leave out of his presence saved. We do not leave the same after coming into contact with Jesus. Remember how you used to be before coming into contact with Jesus. And now look at how you are. I don't know about y'all, but before Christ, me here, I was lost. I was lost. Some of y'all know this. I was lost. I was with depression and abusing people. I was suicidal. And he took me and he said, "You are mine. Now I'm gonna use you for my glory." And we see that today. And this happens with every single Christian who takes him seriously. He uses you. The whole point of him saving you is because he's in love with you. And then after he saves you, he then says, "Good. Now let me work in you so you can lead more people to me." Like I said, I know some of y'all might feel like, I don't think I'm worthy. I don't know the scriptures. I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to converse with humans, with people. I don't know how to spread Jesus, X, Y, and Z. You spread Jesus a lot of the times, hear me, with your testimony, your evidence of his reality, of him being who he says he is, which is a savior. Your testimony, no matter how small it is extremely important. For example, me, like I said, I had depression, I was abusing people, I was suicidal, and many other more things. That speaks the fact that that's who I used to be. That's who I used to be. That was horrible. And now look at me. That's evidence what he does with people's lives. So for those of you guys who might not know the scriptures insanely, or who might not understand it all that well, your testimony is enough. In fact, something just popped into my mind. In fact, what's his name? I forgot who it was. It's in the New Testament, but a man tells another man of Jesus, and he said, I'm trying to remember. Shoot, what did he say? Oh yeah. He said, if I remember correctly, he said his test, or he saw his friend saw how much he changed, something like that. And it was, I can't remember exactly. Shoot, but the point is, he told him, like, come look, like, just come and look and see who I'm talking about. Just see for yourself. Is literally what he said. The man said, I have found the Christ, like I have found the Messiah. I have found the man who us Jewish men have been waiting for our whole entire lives. Many years we've been waiting for this man. He's finally here. And he said, he's from Nazareth. And the man, this is symbolic of us, the man said, can anything good come from Nazareth? Like, are you certain that this is the man? Nazareth was a ghetto place. It was a place where people were poor, and they had even like a specific accent. So Jesus had a very specific accent that not every Jewish person had, FYI. Just some cool information. And my point is that he said, can anything good come from Nazareth? The man was limiting Jesus as being the Messiah. He was limiting his credibility simply because of where he came from. This is us today. Like, just because you came from X, Y, and Z doesn't make you any less Christian. Just because you came from this area, or just because of your past, this is for me. I'm taking this for me. I don't know about you guys. I'm taking this for me. Just because of your past, just because of who you were, just because of the way that you spoke, doesn't make you any less than. It still makes you who he said you are. Just like Christ is still the Messiah, even though he came from a ghetto area. So then the man sees the Messiah. The man actually comes, he sees Jesus after he made fun of him. He sees Jesus for himself. Jesus speaks to him, and then he's converted to Christianity. Simply because he saw the Messiah, he saw the evidence, he saw, like, oh snap, even though this man is from X, Y, and Z, he still, like, again, the testimony, he still says who he is. And this applies to us today. Just because of our past, or whatever, just because we did it, just because we did this, or just because we were in this religion, or just because of my dark past or whatever, at the end of the day, my testimony and the evidence of it speaks for itself. This is specifically for those who don't know how to preach or talk about Christ all that much. Your testimony is enough. The evidence of your life is enough. Like, no one would think that, I'm assuming in Kylie's family, no one would think that you would randomly come to Christ, Kylie, or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Like, that's random.
I mean,
That's
no.
not
You're
normal.
not wrong.
Like, that's not normal. That's rare. That's weird. Like, what? Kylie follows, she, like, girly praise? She's part of a server that spreads the gospel. Like, what? She spreads the gospel herself. Oh my gosh, what? That's not normal. That's evidence. That's testimony. That's come and see. Again, that's like back to the story what I was saying. And probably like your family would, some of your family members, they might even like lower you down again because of like Kylie would never be into all this. Like, that's not who she is, right? Like, they put you back in your past. Like, that's not who she is. That's weird. Like, why is she? Nah, I don't think she's a Christian. Like, they put you back in your past, but then you say, come and see. Like, come and see the evidence. Come and see my life. Come and see Jesus. That's essentially what was happening in that scene, in that part of the scriptures. All right, I'm gonna finish. We're almost done. We're literally like, I think we got 2 more slides and we're done. I'll read this. Now, when they had departed, they is the Magi men. Now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph. Joseph is the father of Jesus, the earthly father of Jesus. An angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, rise, take the child, not the baby, the child, take the child and his mother and flee to Egypt and remain there until I tell you. For Herod, that horrible king, that evil king, is about to search for the child and destroy him, meaning kill. So Herod is searching to kill Jesus. This is why I told you when we first started the first Bible study, I said the word rejection. Do you guys remember? I said how
Yes.
I said how when I was doing all of this whole Bible study, I was reminded of the word rejection. I saw how, oh snap, Jesus was like on, like they were purely rejecting this baby. He wasn't even a man, he was just a baby, and they were rejecting him to the point where they wanted to literally kill him. And we today face rejection as Christians. So you will be rejected. Your life isn't going to be sunshine and rainbows. You're not going to get everything that you want. You will be rejected. You will be spit on. You will be hit and striked. You will be a minority. You will be bullied. You will be exiled. This is the price of following Christ. But I'd much rather people hate me for Christ than hate me for anything else. Like, yo, I'd rather you hate me than me be part of your sick and disgusting, horrible, sinful world. So hate me all you want. At the end of the day, all of us are going to receive a crown. The scripture says that we will receive a crown in eternity. He will lay a crown on us, and we will be a king and a queen, because we are sons of the king, or prince, if that's what you want to call it. Technically, that would make us a prince and princess, no?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, either way, I'll take that happily. Yeah, prince will be princesses and prince. To Egypt. So Jesus fled to Egypt. Jesus and his family fled to Egypt. They took baby Jesus to Egypt because Herod was literally murdering every single child who was 3 years old and lower. So tons of children died because they wanted to kill Jesus. Notice the rejection, insane rejection. So they fled to Egypt and remained there until the death of Herod. And ooh, that was a horrible death. Like he had maggots, if I'm not mistaken. He died horribly. Notice, like, yo, like don't mess with Jesus. This was to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. Again, you guys remember when I talked to you about prophecies and the probability of fulfilling said prophecies?
Yes.
Again, he's fulfilling more and more and more prophecies. I need water. Oh shoot, I don't have any water. What do I do? He's fulfilling tons of prophecies. This was to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. Out of Egypt I called my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he had been tricked by the wise men, became furious, and he sent and killed all the male children in Bethlehem and in all that region who were 2 years old or under. So he killed a lot of babies died. A lot of a lot of babies died. As you can see here, the Romans knocking on every citizen's door. And if you have a male son who is 2 years old or under, they will be killed. How evil Herod was. Yeah, it was absolutely horrible. And he sent and killed all the male children in Bethlehem and in all that region who were 2 years old or under, according to the time that he had ascertained from the wise men. Then was fulfilled what was, again, another fulfillment, another prophetic fulfillment. Then was fulfilled what was spoken by the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah. A voice was heard in Ramah, weeping. This is in the Old Testament. Weeping, a voice was heard from Ramah, weeping the loud lamentation. Rachel weeping for her children. Rachel is the mother of the 12 of the she's a Jewish woman.
Tribes.
Yeah, the 12 tribes, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong. I might be confusing. You guys might know. She's about to tell me. Watch. She's typing. She's about to tell me. Watch. Yeah, Abigail is a way better memory than me. I've got a bad memory. Oh, shoot, my back. Mother of Joseph, I believe, or the 12. Yep. Okay, there you go. So she was the mother of the 12 tribes of Israel. Every Jewish person is part of one of the 12 tribes. Jesus was of the tribe of Judah, because Joseph is of the tribe of Judah. That's another prophecy, by the way. The Messiah should be born by the lineage of Judah, and indeed he was. Jesus is of the lineage of Judah, fulfilling yet another prophecy, fulfilled all the prophecies. And then here it says she refused to be comforted because they are no more. So Rachel is being symbolized as the mother of all Jewish people, saying that she's crying because all of her children, aka the male babies, were being killed. This is a representation that tons of women, when this happened, all the mothers were weeping and they were so saddened. I mean, just imagine. I don't want to go too much in detail because we have a mother right here in the server, so I don't want to like hurt her with that, but just imagine that sadness of your child being taken away. They were so sad that they refused to be comforted. That means don't touch me, don't go near me, don't talk to me, don't comfort me, because I'm in so much pain. That's how bad it was for them. Very sad. Like I said, rejection. We see how Jesus is being rejected to the extreme. That's why I started this message with rejection, the word rejection. They did not want him since the moment he was born, so much so that they wanted to kill him. Herod is killing all the children who are the age of Jesus simply because he is the Christ, because he is the king, and he did not want Jesus to take away his throne. He did not want Jesus to be king, because if Jesus was king, then Herod wouldn't be king. Herod's slaughter of the children fulfilled prophecy, BTW. Mothers crying because their babies are being snatched and killed and stabbed by Romans simply because of the rejection of Jesus as king. Herod died, and he died in a very painful, slow death. He had maggots in his body, very painful death, showing you do not mess with God's son and innocent children. I'm about to close. We're about to finish.
Period.
This is the last slide, if I'm not mistaken. Matthew chapter 2, verse 19 through 23. But when Herod died, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt. So they're in Egypt, the family's in Egypt, saying, because remember, this is showing you BTW. God literally sent an angel to Joseph, the father of Jesus, to protect Jesus so that Jesus was not murdered. This is God showing you guys he will have your back and he will protect you no matter what. Even to the point that if a whole army, this is an army, BTW, an army, the Roman army, even if an army is being sent out to murder you, he will still take care of you. Saying, rise, take the child and his mother and go to the land of Israel. For those who sought, so the angel is saying, go back to Israel because it's safe. For those who sought the child's life, aka Herod, are dead. And he rose and took the child and his mother and went to the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning over Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. So Joseph was afraid to go back And being warned in a dream, he withdrew to the district of Galilee, and he went and lived in a city called Nazareth. This is important. He needed to be in a city called Nazareth. Nazareth is outside of Israel. Today it is Israel. Back then, little Jewish history. Back then, Israel was not the same Israel that is today. Israel was split into two lands, I guess you could say. It was Israel and it was Judea. Judea or Galilee is in Judea. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I'm remembering this correctly. Judea or Galilee is an area, a zone, a district. I would call it, yeah, it literally says district. It is a district of Judea. So it was not part of Israel, but a lot of Jewish people lived there. Technically, it was Jewish land, but whatever. It's like there's a lot of history behind that. There's a lot of explanation to go into detail with all that. But point is, he was outside of Israel. This is why a lot of people they love saying Jesus was Palestinian. He was Palestinian. No, he was not. He was a Jewish man who followed Jewish law, who called himself a Jew. He was not Palestinian. No, he was not Palestinian. And he went and lived in a city called Nazareth, so that what was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled, that he would be called a Nazarene, fulfilling yet another prophecy. Brody just kept like he didn't even say goo goo gaga, and he's already fulfilling all these prophecies. He's the only one. Galilee was north of Judea. There you go. Yeah, but Judea was not Israel. That's like the key thing. Again, that's why they love saying that he's Palestinian. Judea was not part of Israel because during that time, Judea was separated from Israel. Why? Because an Israeli king, separated it because he was a horrible king. So yeah, but technically, if you were born in Nazareth and you were Jewish culture, you basically lived in Israel. Basically. Yes, Galilee was separate from Judea too. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. But isn't Galilee and Judea like aren't they in the same area? Oh, it's its own region. Are you sure? They're next to each other. Are you sure? Because the people who were from Nazareth, they're Galileans, I guess you could say. Like they're from Galilee. I would think that's like saying like, oh, okay, like Nazareth is the city and then Galilee is like the district. Literally, it said Galilee is a district. Galilee was its own religion north of Judea. Galilee was
I
its
think
own
she meant to
region
say
north of
region.
Judea. Oh, wait, yeah. I just, yeah, I just read that incorrectly, yeah.
Well, no, she
Well,
typed
no,
it
she
like
typed
that,
it
but
incorrectly, yeah. Yeah, she typed it incorrectly. Yeah, region. It was its own region. Well, he's called a Galilean, so people clearly back then, if you were born in Nazareth, you were a guy, or if you were raised or born in Nazareth, you were a Galilean. Like you were from that region, so at least what the scripture says. The scripture is like, if you were in that area, you were called a Galilean.
I'm finished.